This sometimes happen when you want to play at the level G2 want to play on.
Yeah.
They don't want to play disciplined and slow and just play, so
Definitely
they
not.
leave no room for mistakes. They want to play to their limits. And I think when you have someone switch a role, I think some silly looking mistakes might happen.
Hello, this is Alex from the Shotcaller, and today I'm joined here by YamatoCannon after a tough loss against Fnatic, which also ends the split for Team Vitality. So, talk me through the game today, games today. Like, what went wrong, and how do you feel?
I think it's very simple. I think Fnatic is the better team right now. We had a very rough second half of the split. We stagnated, we didn't improve as much as we wanted to, and we kind of had to start over after the last week. I think coming into playoffs, we were the team that were the most behind the other teams, because a lot of the other teams, they improved very rapidly towards the end. Fnatic, OG, and Splice, they played much better than they did previous weeks, and we didn't improve. So I think it's just an accumulation of lack of progression, and that falls on me. I blame myself that the team didn't improve, because I have great talent to work with, and it comes down to me to prepare for the next split.
Right. So actually for the next split, do you already have a plan on what you need to work on in order to be more successful throughout the next split, and also how to keep the team evolving throughout the next split, which, didn't work out that well in this split actually?
I have a plan on how to figure out the plan. Now we have a lot of footage, a lot of information, a lot of hours that we can kind of digest and make a plan for. We have our issues very clearly outlined to us, and we can work on them and make a proper plan for what's to come, coming into the next split, of course.
Right. So which team do you think at the moment is the strongest left? Like there's Splice, there is SK, there's Origin and G2, and of course Fnatic from today. So who do you think has the best chances to take it all home, this split?
I think based on the teams that are left, I think Splice is going to beat SK. I think Fnatic will beat Splice. I think G2 will beat OG, and then I think OG will lose to Fnatic. I think OG is a very disciplined team, but I think Fnatic, when push comes to shove and they're there on the day playing in the arena, I just have such a high expectation of them when they're playing on those big stages, and I think Fnatic is going to be able to deliver with their players. I think they have figured out all of their issues, and they played very well today. I think OG can throw a lot at them strategically, but I think Fnatic on the big stage is going to have an edge.
Right, but then there's still the final left, right?
The final, I wanted to leave it as a finale, you know. I think G2 will take it, because I think the caliber of their players, you know, usually those big finals, they either one side dominates or it turns into games where everything is decided 30 minutes in, 35 minutes in. And I think the G2 players can be so clutch. And I think they have a lot of flexibility in their draft. They can switch around players in positions. They can switch around champions in different positions. And I think they have a very good grasp of what they need to do in order to win the game. And I think a lot of their issues have been outlined throughout the split, and I have faith in the fact that they can improve on those vastly. I think last 2 weeks of the split, they looked quite poor, but I think that's okay.
True.
I think that's okay. And I think as long as Mickey X is healthy, I have high expectations of G2, so I think they're going to be the first LEC victor.
Right. I mean, you can pretty much talk for both teams because both have pretty good chances and both are pretty strong. I also think that looking at Origin and Fnatic, that Fnatic has evolved more rapidly or came back into form, basically, with Nemesis. Also, Nemesis had a phenomenal performance today. And overall in the split, he had pretty good statistics, but in a team game, statistics don't mean anything. Like, not anything, but not that much. So who do you see as the best rookies in the league at the moment? So Humanoid is still in. Abedaga is out, sadly. Who else is there?
Self-made.
Self-made is there, yeah, still in the race with SK Gaming.
Crown shot.
And Crown Shot is also there with SK Gaming.
Yes.
Well, that's it, right? That's everybody who's left, at least.
Yeah. I think Self-made is good, but that's the obvious one. I think he's been playing really well this split.
Also outstanding in his own team.
Yeah.
Really.
But I think someone that has gone under the radar, I think, is Crown Shot. I call this Dreams rookie split because I don't want to count the one when he was in Mysterious Monkeys. So I think SK Gaming's bot lane, I think, is really, really good. I think they are underrated, and they've impressed me quite a bit. I think the spotlight in SK automatically goes on Self-made, which is okay. He doesn't need another person to praise him. I think I want to give my praise to the bot lane. And I think both Humanoid and Nemesis, I think they have performed good. I think Humanoid showed some more potential in terms of what he did in better matchups. When he got drafted the better matchup, for example, Rise into LeBlanc against G2, he was willing to take that step forward. But none of them have really impressed me the same way Perks, Caps, Jizuke, Nuktak really did when they had the first rookie split. When Nuktak played in Lemodogs, he was an absolute monster. He was willing to really show off. It was the same for Jizuki. His first split, he was an absolute monster because he was willing to push his limits. Caps the same. Perk's first season, people might not remember it, but it was him and Trick dominating every single 2v2 mid lane in the entire region. So I don't think the rookie mid laners, while they've been sufficient enough for their team and they've done well, and I think they're good, I don't think they have the same amount of oomph as some of the other mid laners that have showed up in the league.
I mean, playing in North America, they will maybe be outstanding, but I mean, coming to Europe with the European mid laners, that's quite difficult to fill the shoes, actually.
I'm in no position right now after losing like this to Flame North America.
Yeah, sure. So you already talked about the flexibility in G2. Have you been impressed by Perks doing that well as an ADC?
I think I had very high expectations of Perks already because they came into the role swap. Mickey X and Perks have been playing Dukyu for such a long time. They really enjoy playing with each other, it seems, from an outside perspective. And I think both of them have this personality where they are always striving for perfection. So I think it's only natural when you have the caliber of players like Perks and Mickey that they're going to be great no matter what. I think if they were sent into other lanes as well, they would also be great because they just love the game. Mickey, from working with him, I get the impression that he's the same as he was in the past. He loves the game so much that he's willingly playing 16 hours a day. And I think that's the vibe I'm getting from the entire G2 roster, that they really enjoy playing the game. Even in losses, they seem to be very cerebral about what's going on. They seem to be very open-minded about what's going on, and they just seem to share a love for playing a very, very good game. And I think that goes a long way. And I think G2, back to Perks, the question of his AD, there were some blunders, there were some questionable games where he died to some things. He died when Super was warding or some things like this, and late game maybe he died on Kai'Sa. But this sometimes happen when you want to play at the level G2 want to play on. They don't want to play disciplined and slow and just play, so definitely they leave no room for mistakes. They want to play to their limits. And I think when you have someone switch a role, I think some silly looking mistakes might happen. So I think Perks has been playing very well. I think coming into playoffs, I would have my eyes mostly on the other players of G2 though.
All right. So we've already seen the All-Pro team for the LEC. We don't have the MVP votes yet. But can you tell us something about how Team Vitality voted? I mean, 2 weeks ago, I think it is, Youngbuck already revealed what Fnatic voted.
So it's, I'm trying to remember what I voted. Jesus. What did I vote? What did we vote? Everything is quite foggy.
Of the split, maybe.
I'm hoping Cabo gets it. Like, we're not allowed to vote for Cabo, but I think Cabo had amazing performances. Even when we had to substitute Jizuke out because of health issues, he was delivering big time and brought us to victory. I know that he's a candidate. I know Selfmade's a candidate. I think for Fnatic it's hard to point out really who, because I think it's quite the team effort.
True.
I think Caps has been quite standout as well. I think Wonder's performance throughout the split, I think people look at it less because of Kabasha's performance and it's been more standout, but Wonder has been absolutely crazy as well. He's been playing fantastic. I think this split is probably the hardest one to judge, but I think the ones that I mentioned are good candidates. I think also Kobe, because Splice wasn't always as good as they were the last weeks, and I think a lot of the victories came from Kobe and Xerxe, and I think they delivered when they looked worse. Everyone was complaining about Splice being slow and Splice having a specific play style, but I think the last weeks they adjusted heavily, and both in their downs and in their up right now, I think Kobe and Xerxe were performing out of their mind. So I think Kobe is also a candidate and Xerxe a close second if you look at Splice.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we call consistent, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think he hates that word by now.
Yeah, I think everybody does, because it
Kobe, you're a
quite,
great AD, not consistent AD.
quite turned into a meme right now.
Yeah.
So, well, I think that's it for us. So, as always, a hashtag that pretty much sums up your whole split.
Hashtag we'll be back.
All right. So, Team Vitality will be back. Any last words for the Team Vitality fans that will now have to wait for approximately 2 months to see Team Vitality again?
I just want to say that I am very sorry for the disappointing performance. I put the weight of those games and our performance on my shoulders. I didn't make it work together. I look at our roster and I'm very happy with it. I'm working with very talented individuals, and I know what we're capable of. We just need to find the right recipe to make it work, and that falls on me. So coming into the next split, we're going to perform much better, and we're going to keep our promise of chasing the LEC trophy, of course. So thank you for supporting us, and don't lose hope.
All right, keeping the hopes up for the fans. And that sums it up for us as well. So make sure to follow our channel, make sure to follow YamatoCannon on Twitter and wherever else. Instagram maybe?
Instagram, yeah. YouTube, Facebook.
You have a YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Huh?
I never upload anything.
I need to check that out as well. I mean, you do. So yeah, make sure to subscribe our channel as well. Join our Discord, which is really great. Always a lot of memes over there. And see you guys around next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everyone, unfortunately we still don't have a sponsor, so we do really rely on you guys supporting us on Patreon. So we'd especially like to thank Krzysztof Bujnovic, Thomas Göttel, Etienne, Erich Althaus, Lazy Raven, Lama Vyuta, and Adam Novosviat for your support, and of course all the names of the people you see scrolling past you right now. It is genuinely truth when I say that without you this wouldn't be possible right now, so we really do appreciate it. Thank you.